Hey everybody, here we are with another episode of Farming Blind with Duck. Here we are in the middle of hay season. I just want to introduce you, I guess you'd say, to step 2 of our haying process. Step 1 obviously would be cutting the hay, and this is where we tetter our hay. Tetter, some people call fluffing or stirring the hay. This allows our hay to dry more effectively. Plus it also helps the rake clean the ground much better, dries better, and also bales even better. So we feel like it's a big benefit to tethering our hay each time. I'll give you some short video clips of how I go about it. A lot of people ask me when I'm visually impaired, how can I, drive a tractor or tetter hay, cut hay, or whatever. This will give you kind of a good summary on how I do things. Of course, obviously with the equipment running, you won't be able to hear me very well, so I won't be narrating. But when I make my first lap, as you see my fence here, I've always been able to kind of gauge off how far I need to be away from the fence when tethering to where my equipment won't get into the fence. If I leave a little bit of hay, so be it. It's my hay, and if anybody's going to complain, it's going to be me. So it really doesn't matter. I'd rather weigh on the side of caution and try to stay off the fence as much as I can, but yet still get as much of the crop as I can get stirred up. When you cut your hay, naturally the hay is going to lay flat, as you can see across the ground here. And when I stir it, that's how I can gauge. I can tell that the hay is standing up, and even the contrast of the color. Most times tethering your hay, it's going to bring the greener grass that's laying down up to the top to where it will dry equally, and that which have already been cut is already goldish brown, which indicates it's drying well and be ready to bale. For me, my preference is I'll cut one day. If I'm going to round bale, I will tetter the next day, but if I'm going to square bale, I'll let it have that extra day of drying, and we'll tetter it the second day after I cut. Then on the third day after I cut for square bales, that's when I'll rake and bale. So it's a 4, sometimes 5-step process. So I'll give you some video clips on how I go about going around the field and indicate how I do things.